I'm not a lawyer, but y'all, Ty Tucker got on the stand and testified. Yes, the man who is representing himself in a murder trial got on the stand and testified. You probably have a lot of questions. Let me catch you up. So after Paula Belmont's Zoom testimony not working last week, Monday started off with her previously recorded deposition.
Why I'm here today? I'm here today because I'm not expecting to be alive when trial gets here.
The problem is the audio was really bad and I really couldn't hear, but the jury did. And once the deposition was done, Ty was expected to have additional witnesses lined up, but he didn't. So the judge sent the jury home and then expressed his frustration with this entire situation.
I just want to say something and then we'll hear from everybody. I'm very concerned about the fact that we don't have any more defense witnesses despite the representations that we would. I'm not doing half days, I'm not doing third days. You either have your case and your evidence together, sir, or we're going to move on with this trial to the next phase because it's completely unacceptable.
But I have no way of knowing how fast transport's going to bring Todd O'Quinn from the prison.
I can tell you they're not going to be bringing him any time during the course of this trial.
One of the issues is Ty said one of his witnesses is in jail. And because he's not an attorney, it seems he was unaware of the process and the advanced coordination that's necessary to get an inmate to the courthouse to testify. He also has another witness that lives really far, so he wanted that person to do a Zoom testimony, but he didn't think the judge was going to like that idea. It was a lot. The state expresses their frustration with Ty and this entire situation, and then Ty says he wants to have the judge recused.
Well, Your Honor, to be quite frank, I'm going to go ahead and file a motion to disqualify tonight. So we're going to have to consider that.
That's fine.
Okay.
You can...
That pretty much ends the conversation right here, doesn't it?
So the next day comes, and Ty says he's filed a motion for a continuance, meaning a delay, to allow him to file the motion for the judge to be recused.
Okay, State versus Franklin Tucker. Everyone's here. So are we ready to proceed with defense evidence?
No, Your Honor. I filed a motion for continuance based on disqualification, and I'm filing.
Judge, we would object to that. We are here. We have a jury waiting for us. The state is prepared to go forward. And at this time, that would be, to us, a fabricated delay, and we would object to it.
Yeah, the motion is denied.
No, Your Honor, if I may.
Sir, I heard what you had to say. Is there some rebuttal argument?
Yes, there is a rebuttal. It actually does say during trial that yes, this still is applicable, and that yes, because I am afraid of not getting a fair trial, it seems like denying the motion and not allowing me the time to file the motion to disqualify would just be a way of circumventing the motion to disqualify.
Denied. So, you ready to present evidence this morning?
No, Your Honor.
So, you do not have any of the supposed witnesses that you were instructed to have, that you said you were going to have today, is
Your Honor,
Sir, I'm just asking you a straight...
I'm giving you an answer here, sir. After what you told me yesterday, I called those witnesses and told them no.
And then Ty Tucker says he wants to testify himself.
As far as the hearsay, if I remember correctly, I am allowed to add context as far as my words in that.
What do you mean?
If I remember the hearsay exception, I may not be remembering it correctly.
How do you mean add context?
I actually have a chance to respond to what I supposedly said.
Are you going to be testifying? I guess you told me earlier you were.
Well, I wasn't planning on it, but if they're going to go ahead and put my words in here, I might have to.
So Ty gets on the stand, and in narrative form, he testifies. It was really long and really weird.
All right. So, first of all, would you state your name?
Franklin Tyrone Tucker.
All right.
And again, resume my plan to sail off into the Caribbean. Somewhere along the lines, gets into an altercation with David Gross. Right? I know it was at the Green Parrot that night, right? And I hung out there quite a bit. My friend, longtime friend, runs the place.
Eventually, he tells the jury what he was doing on the day of the murder.
And this is about the best I could recollect. I remember that day I was drinking Fireball with Travis, right? So I know I had been drinking that day. And I don't remember much else about the day, except I do remember at one point, it's got to be later on in the evening, and I wake up and I'm out of cigarettes, right? And I wake up and I get, and Travis is actually there, right? So I go and I walk to Tom Thumb, to get cigarettes, and I go over there to get cigarettes, and I come back, and when we were up at Tom Thumb, right? I remember looking, and I could see the cop lights up there, right? I could see a bunch of cop lights up there. And I remember saying to Travis, I was like, man, I wonder what happened up there.
After Ty testifies, the state gets to do some cross-examination. Ty is still able to object from the stand, but the entire thing became less than a friendly exchange.
So, Mr. Tucker, your story in front of this jury today is you were drunk that day.
Yep.
Plastered.
Yep.
You were drinking highballs, red balls, what you call them?
Fireball.
Fireballs. You said that while you were after you got arrested, you were in jail and you got reacquainted with an old high school friend of yours.
I thought that wasn't relevant. Yes, I did.
I'm going to ask you, just answer the questions if you could.
Yeah.
And if there's a relevance objection, you can make it.
Thank you.
But you don't need to question me.
Okay.
You guys ended up getting married, right?
Yes, we did.
And she is actually very wealthy, isn't she?
Multi-millionaires.
Let's talk about Paula, your relationship with Paula Belmont. Describe your relationship with Paula today.
Paula's one of my best friends.
Now, you're aware in the beginning she couldn't ID the second person, right?
Look, I'm aware in the beginning.
Very simple question. You are aware, yes or no, that in the beginning, when she was first spoken
Mr.
to,
Mansfield.
she could not. Mr. Tucker,
You're
listen to
asking
the
me to
question,
remember
okay?
6 years ago, and
It's
then
a very
what,
simple
and what I
question.
thought then. But here's the thing.
And there's no question pending, sir. I'm asking the questions, you're answering.
Go ahead.
Okay? That's how this works.
Okay, go for it. Ask me another question. I'll take any ones you got.
Great. Good to hear it.
Yeah.
Now, here is Ty doing some version of a redirect.
Again, Ken, I think I would like to address that last thing there, but I mean, yes, I do know that I'm being set up I'm being set up for this because I'm here. I do, let's see, as far as, everything else, I mean, everything else you just asked me, I'd already talked about, so I don't think there's anything else I need to say.
And then the day is called. Earlier today, Wednesday, both sides gave their closing arguments. And now it's in the hands of the jury. So we will find out soon enough if Ty is going to be convicted or not. But y'all tell me what you think. Do you think Franklin Tyrone Tucker did it? And do you think he's going to be found guilty? Let me know in the comments.